Check, check. Test, test.
You mean?
Cheers.
Check, check.
Are you sure? All right, the audio is back up and working. A throw down. She is out. The throw to third. Not in time. Vargas will hold up at third, but finally up and working here on the audio. Cole Martin alongside me tonight is Anna Sawyer once again. It's the best two words in sports, Game 7, even though this is a best of three series. This is the 7A Eastern Regional Final for softball. Game 1 belonged to the Huskies by a score of 11-7. Then the Vikes took Game 2 8-4 Wednesday night. That was at Heritage. Kendall Howard once again on the mound. She threw in the first two games, started both of those games, had a rough outing that first time around, but then a much better performance Wednesday night. She has a combined 8 ERA, but of course, that game Wednesday brought that ERA down more after she gave up multiple runs in that first one. A 7 spot in the third inning for Heritage on Tuesday was what really propelled them to the win in that game. Really good effort from Monica Jones out of the pen. A couple of late runs in that game for the Vikings, including a solo shot off the bat of Lena Zerfus. That one's in there for a strike. So Anna, just considering that this is a game 3, what are the keys to success for the Vikes here tonight?
Today, I really think the biggest thing that the Vikings need to do is just to slow down their game, go at their own pace, don't freak out, don't panic. That's when they'll be able to play their best game, be able to control the count, and just Kendall can control, do her part on the mound.
And I think really getting aggressive at the plate too. We have really seen the aggressiveness from Heritage. Of course, 2 solo home runs in the last game. I don't really recall them taking strike one or taking the first pitch in the at bat on Tuesday very often. So they are very aggressive in their counts. Of course, they are a very good base hitting team. We saw that on Tuesday. Saw base hits all across the field, down the lines, through the gaps, everywhere.
Yeah, it just really seemed like Heritage plan was to do damage the whole day, and I feel like that's exactly what they did. They weren't really looking for any walks, and I just felt like the Vikings lacked that during the first game, but they seem to do a better job of
2
that during
2,
the
strike
second.
3 called. Huge punch out there on Sam Langdon, who has had a good series herself. But here is someone that is very hot at the plate. Gianna DeVerna, who had one of those solo home runs on Wednesday, a couple of doubles in that 7 run inning on Tuesday as well.
See, that's huge right there because in this situation with 2 outs, even if they hit a pop up right here, that run doesn't score at third base. So Kendall put herself in a really good spot.
She gets strike one in the count there, finds the inside portion of the plate.
I love how she's mixing right now out and in. I feel like last time we kind of saw a lot more outside pitches, and now she's kind of challenging the hitters.
0-1 changeup finds the zone again. Well, if I were DeVerna at the plate, I would probably be expecting the rise ball. She really likes the 0-2 rise ball at the top of the zone. We'll see if she goes that direction here. 2 outs, runner on third. Here's the 0-2. Fouls it back. She did go with that pitch. Janaya Vargas led off the inning with a base hit back up the middle. Then a ground out for Hayden Callahan and a strikeout looking for Sam Langdon. Here's the 0-2 again. Up high, leaves it for ball one.
See, I'm okay with that pitch right there. I really like how she's trying to make her swing at something out of the zone and make her mess up here.
1-2. First, that one straight up in the air. That one's going to go back out of play. Saw a lot of foul balls on Tuesday as well. Reminded me of that.
Yes, it seemed like everything was going straight back, straight back, straight back.
We talked about that feeder system that you guys have at ECU. That'd be nice in a situation like this.
Yes. See, one thing though that I do like about foul balls going straight back is it means you're barely missing it, and all it is barely a timing mistake.
Next 1-2 is in the dirt, goes all the way to the backstop, and Vargas scores with ease. So the first run of the ball game belongs to the Huskies. Well, now base is empty. Maybe takes the pressure off just a little bit right here. Still 2 strikes on DeVerna. Another foul ball. Conley 24-2 this season. Sat around, well, it depends on the ranking that you look at. They're the number 1 in the state, number 2 in the state. Still one of the top teams regardless. Heritage also had a really good year at 22-2 up to this point. Here's another 2-2. Got her swinging. Well, Kendall Howard gives up 1 run in the inning, but 2 punch outs as well as we head to the bottom of the first from the Crossroads. Well, the rain is starting to pick up here at the Crossroads. We're trying to stay dry out here. 1-0 is the score here in the bottom of the first inning. Huskies strike first, and I have Vargas with the base hit to start off the inning, then came around to score eventually. 2 punch outs for Kendall Howard, and here is Scarlett Ellis on the mound. Once again, the freshman threw in the first 2 games this season, in this series, and is throwing again here tonight. And we talked about the keys to success for this offense is to try and run her off the mound as early as possible. That one's fouled back.
Yeah, it seemed like during their first game they hit Garrett a little bit better. So I personally think the best thing that Conley can do right now is find a way to get Ellis off the mound.
Next pitch fouled back. Well, the clouds were starting to get dark before the game started to lighten up a little bit. Saw some sprinkles and now a light shower. There's a swing and a miss there for Anna Rose. Here's Harper Bradley. She is actually playing third base today. She has always been at the second base position this whole season, but Wednesday she found her way over to third base. Taylor Ulrich is the designated player, which means that she will bat but not play the field. Kendall Howard plays the field but will not bat today. And so in Harper Bradley's position at second base will be Brooke Rose. One zero is in the dirt again, and now Anna, you didn't pitch, but I mean, at some point the ball getting slippery, it's going to affect the grip. Might see a couple more in the dirt.
Yes, for sure. And another big thing is balls reaching the outfield right now. The runners need to be more aggressive, knowing that one throw could go way off than they thought. So being super aggressive on the bases is a huge part too.
Well, we've seen some good aggressiveness on the base pass from Anna and Brooke Rose, not as much from the others. So we will see how that plays a part. Harper Bradley with 15 stolen bases this season. We'll see if she can get on base. One out in the inning, a 3-ball count to her. 3-0 in there for a strike. Here's the 3-1. In the dirt again there, ball 4. So now Lena Zerfus, who had an absolute blast of a home run on Tuesday, hit it out to left center field just shy of the scoreboard. I mean, that was on an absolute line there. It didn't really help the Vikings a whole lot. Of course, solo shots won't kill you is what the common saying is. But it did help them a little bit, maybe pushed up a little bit of momentum. Of course, the Vikes eventually lost.
There we go. She's
So
got a towel now.
there you go. That towel will be very, very useful for sure.
I'm sure Kendall Howard right now is pretty glad she's in the dugout, not on the mound right now. This is definitely tough for any pitcher.
It absolutely is. It's a bit tricky for us out here in left field as well. Runner on first, 0-1, leaves it off the plate for ball 1. One lifts that one out into center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Good effort there by Langdon. She can't come up with it. Bradley's on her way to third, and she is in there standing up. Lena Zerfus continues to stay hot at the plate with that base hit. The Vikings are threatening to tie it here in the first.
Once again, with Harper Bradley on third base right now and the ball being wet, she really needs to be constantly thinking ball in the dirt and always thinking 60 feet right here.
There goes Zerfus. They were expecting another double steal. I noticed this a couple times watching the game on Wednesday. They had a runner go down the second to steal, and Vargas is always right there in between the circle and second base to cut it off because they just feel like there's a double steal about to be performed. I don't know, maybe a lack of the catcher's arm as well, too, might be a factor, but they are always ready for it.
I think in that situation, it's just trying to catch Bradley off guard at third base, trying to cut it off and make the priority out, which is at home.
So runners on second and third now, 2 in scoring position with just 1 out in the inning. Sarah Booth at the plate. She will take strike 2. Big pitch here. Here's the 1-2. Fouls it back.
See, with one out right here, all the Vikings need is something in the air, in the grass somewhere.
This Heritage defense has been good this year. 23 errors. The national average is 46. Saw them commit a couple on Tuesday. Swing and a miss there for strike 3.
That was a beautiful changeup.
It really was. That was a big time punch out there for Scarlett Ellis on the mound. Here is Brooke Rose, who is in a full-time starting role here this afternoon. She'll take strike 1. Rose 2 for 6 in this series, an RBI double for her on Tuesday. 0-1, leave strike 2 again. Well, this is what we talked about. You got to get aggressive, especially with 2 outs in the inning. You've got 2 runners in scoring position, and you're down 0-2. Leaves it up high. Good take there. It's 1-2 now.
In this situation, she has to stay super defensive, protect the plate right here. We have to at least have something fair, some contact here.
1-2. Lifts that one out in the left field. That one's starting to carry. It is out of here. Fair ball. A 3-run home run off the bat of Brooke Rose. What a moment to record your first high school home run.
Man, that was a little bit more than contact right there.
She will add 3 more RBIs to her count for this series. Man, she put a charge into that into that softball. The question was whether or not it was going to be fair or foul. It did have just enough distance and just went to the right of the foul pole.
And that's the Rose dad over there trying to get the ball. How sweet is that?
Anna and Brooke Rose both already have a ring winning the Little League Softball World Series, and they are looking to add to it, advancing to the state championship with a win here today. So base is empty, 2 away still. Ava Gaddis in the box. She has been hot this series as well. 5 for 7 for her. She had 4 hits in the last game. One 0 up high, 2-0. Well, Rose was down 1-2 in the count, and we were just hoping for at least a base hit in that scenario. Wasn't expecting that, and she takes the lead here in the first. 2-0 in there for a strike. 2-1, checks her swing. It was a called strike nonetheless. Here's the 2-2. Fouls it back. Good crowd on hand here today at the Crossroads despite the weather. Seeing a very good crowd from Heritage make their way down to Greenville. Here's another 2-2. Lines it. What a snag there by DeVerna down the third base line. Soft line drive there to third base. Good catch there for out number 3. But how about Brooke Rose with the 3-run blast to left field to take the lead as we head to the second inning? Welcome back. Second inning about to get underway. Man, that had some hype there in the bottom frame as Brooke Rose had that three-run blast just to the right of the foul pole State Fair for that home run. And the Vikes take the lead after Vargas came home in the first to take the lead for the Huskies. Scarlett Ellis in the box now. Of course, she is in the circle this afternoon for the Huskies. That one's in there for a strike. Kendall Howard gave up that one run in the first inning. Vargas had that base hit back up the middle, but responded well with back-to-back strikeouts to close out the top half of the first. 1-1 up high. Good take there from Ellis. That rise ball is just so tough to read. Got a low arm angle, arm slot, and then the release. It's tough to look at. 3-1 is the count to Ellis. Leaves it inside, a leadoff walk. No, a called strike. Late call there by our home plate umpire. I say it almost every broadcast, but sometimes the strike call is very, very late from the umpires in softball. Also, our angle from back here, it's tough to see if he's calling a strike. So instead of a leadoff walk, the count runs full. Here's the 3-2. That time it's ball four. So leadoff base runner for the Huskies in the second inning. Avery Keith, the catcher, up to the plate. We'll see a pinch runner. Angie Myers will base run for Scarlett Ellis. First pitch to Keith. She pops that one up in the air. Sarah Booth cannot get to it. Opens up the gate. We saw her make a really, really good catch on Wednesday. It was a pop fly in the foul ground, and it was very soft. And she laid out for the grab in the dirt and made the grab. Oh, one upstairs. The rain has really died off since the bottom of the first inning. I mean, it was starting to downpour just a little bit, hardly sprinkling at the moment. 1-1. Big swing and a miss there. Keith, among most of the players on this Heritage roster, has a pair of home runs herself. Of course, this Heritage team has a team total of 27 home runs. Next pitch, big swing and a miss there for strike three. Here's Lydia Bollinger, first baseman. She will take ball one. She's batting .415 this year as a senior. Also has a couple of appearances on the mound. That's something to keep an eye on. Of course, Scarlett Ellis gave up that 3-run home run in the first inning. We'll see how long she will last in this game. It just really seems like what we talked about is that if the Vikings can get to her early and fast and get her out of the game, then maybe they'll have some success. There's the flip to second from Ava Gaddis and gets her in time. They were not able to get Bollinger out at first there, but they were able to get the base runner Myers out at second. Here's Tori Rudd, who kind of has this slap hit mechanism that she likes to go with. Being in the left-handed batter's box gives her a slight advantage. She'll do just that, fouls that one back. Oh, one outside for ball. No, it strike called there. Cannot hear the call from here. Very late signal there from our umpire, but Kendall Howard is up 0-2. 2 outs in the inning. Bollinger on first. 0-2 is the count to Rudd. Good take there from Rudd. Low and away for ball one. So we will try it again here. We'll see if Howard can get the punch out here. 1-2. Leaves it up high. 2-2. Lifts that one into left field. That one's going to go foul. I feel like you can really get underneath the ball with this technique. It's easy to get underneath it.
Yeah, for sure. But when we have rise ball pitchers, we really have to worry about seeing the ball down, but also that's a lot easier said than done because you can't watch it too long. You can't get caught in between on both pitches. So doing the best you can to see the ball down, but also just attacking the zone.
Here's another 2-2.
Mm,
Oh, just off the plate. Wasn't sure if that was going to be a late strike call again there, but it's ball three. The count is full.
it's a great spot by Howard.
I think leaving it up and away, that's a good spot to miss at. Rudd can typically be a little bit early on a pitch with that slap technique. Here's the payoff. Got her swinging for strike three. Kendall Howard picks up 2 more strikeouts in the second inning and leaves the runner on first. The score remains right where it's at, 3-1, as we head to the bottom of the second. Welcome back. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Vikings here in the second inning. Big time 3-run blast off the bat of Brooke Rose in the first inning is how the Vikings have the lead. Taylor Getzinger in the box will take strike one. Ellis already up 0-2 on Getzinger. Good take there. Up high for ball one. Well, we already have some bullpen activity for the Huskies. Avery Garrett, another freshman, warming up at the moment. 1-2. Foul tipped. Barely got a piece of that one. But as we mentioned multiple times, if the Vikings can chase Ellis out of this game, the odds look really, really good for them. Here's another 1-2. Fouls it back again. We'll do it again at 1-2 strikes. Here's the offering from Ellis. Got her swinging. Went back to the rise ball at the top of the zone and induced the chase there for strike three. Taylor Ulrich at the plate now. She has secretly, sneakily been a good player in this series. She hits towards the bottom of the lineup, but has had a couple of really good base hits. She's 2 for 4 in this series, but she has multiple more plate appearances than just 4, as she has worked some really good 3-2 walks. 0-1 pops straight up in the air. Rudd will get underneath it and record the out. So while I was talking there for a minute, it seemed like the entire defense did some kind of dance. I don't know what that was.
Oh goodness, I don't know. You mean in between the thing?
Yes, in
See,
between the first and the second batter. Not sure what
a
that
lot
was.
of the times during outs, we like to do different things back and forth to each other. Every person has a designated little dance or something that they do. Little hand. It's kind of like a handshake deal.
Okay.
Like for me, I always did the wave. I did a bow and arrow to Trinity. You do all sorts of things.
Kayla Mendel in the box went 0 for 2 on Wednesday. She is playing the field, but also batting this afternoon. She's showing bunt, pulls back, leaves that one low. Good take. Hitters count to her. Shows bunt, pulls back again. She'll swing away and swings and misses. Well, Tuesday, we had a pretty lengthy game. The first couple of innings took well over an hour, and we didn't get out of here until almost 10 o'clock, I believe. And so hopefully not as long of a game here this evening. 2-2 is still the count. Kayla Mendel at the plate trying to battle. 2 outs in the inning. Swing and a miss. Ellis gets Mendel swinging there to end the frame, adds 2 more strikeouts to her tally, and we will head to the third inning. Vikes up 3-1 from the Crossroads. Kendall Howard has done well through the first time through the lineup, 9-1-2 in this inning. We'll see how she fares through the second time through. 3-1 is the score. Janiyah Vargas led off the game with a base hit for the Huskies. She came around to score, get that first run of the ball game for Heritage, but then the response in the bottom half of the first, Brooke Rose with a 3-run home run to left field. One zero inside. Another good take there from Rebecca Harmoning. Harmoning, another senior on this Heritage squad, batting 367 this year. A couple of extra base knocks for her out of 22 hits. 2-0, lifted out into center field. Getzinger's coming in and makes the grab for out number one. So the lineup flips over. Janiyah Vargas in the box. She grounds that one to Gaddis. Bobbles it for a second. The throw is over the head of Booth. There goes Vargas as Lena Zerfis cannot get it in time. So Vargas will reach on the air. It didn't really seem like she hit that ball too hard to Gaddis. Seemed like she was able to corral it in enough time and throw it, but bobbled it at first and threw it over the head of Sarah Booth.
Yeah, I think that ball just kind of, she sat back a little bit too long, kind of spun around on her a little bit, and then hit panic mode and threw it away.
So now a runner on second, one away in the inning. Here's Hayden Callahan, who had that bunt down the third baseline. Really good play there by Harper Bradley to get her out at first, but that bunt moved Vargas down to third, and she would come around to score. Harper Bradley already starting to play in, expecting bunt. She'll swing at that one, though, and miss. Next pitch up high. It's 1-1. Conley wearing their all grays here, and Heritage wearing their all blues. This is the matchup, uniform matchup on Wednesday as well. Anna, you were talking about how you're so jealous of all these uniforms. You didn't have these in your time at Conley, of course. Anna won a state championship with the Vikes in 2022.
Yes, we got new uniforms my senior year, I'm pretty sure, and we wore them every single home game. If anybody came to watch, they were watching us in all black. That was all we were wearing.
One away, runner on second. 1-2 strikes is the count to Callahan. Here's the offering. Line drive to Sarah Booth. They can't double off Vargas, but what a snag there by Sarah Booth at first.
That's a great snag by Booth over there. If that ball gets by her, Vargas scores easily.
We possibly could have seen a chance at 3 bags there for Callahan that possibly could have gone down there into the corner. Hot shot there to Booth, but she makes the grab. So now 2 away, still a runner on second. Sam Langdon at the plate. She grounds that one softly to Rose at second base. The flip over to Booth is in time for out number 3. Booth thought that was out number 2, but that is out number 3. And so Kendall Howard will strand another runner on the base pass. She is through 3 here at the Crossroads. Welcome back. 3-1 is the score here in the bottom half of the third inning. 1, 2, and 3 due up for the Vikes. Anna Rose, Harper Bradley, and then Lena Zerfus. As Rose fouls that one back, she struck out swinging her first time up. Next offering, softly lined out of play off to the right. Scarlett Ellis settled in well in the second inning, had a pair of strikeouts after giving up a 3-run home run in the first. Good take there from Rose. 1-2, ground ball softly to Verna at third. She makes the throw over to Bollinger in time for out number one. Here's Harper Bradley, drew a walk her first time up. She is 3 for 8 in this series with a pair of RBIs. Very soft pop up, and there's out number two to Bollinger. Lena Zerfus in the box now. She's 2 for 7 this series. Of course, one of those hits being the solo home run on Tuesday. Had a base hit her first time up as well. I've really got the feeling like Zerfus really wants to tee off on one right here. Even 2 outs in the inning, base is empty. I just got a feeling like she's really about to put a charge into a softball here in a moment. Leaves that one up. It's a 3-ball count.
That'd be really nice, 1-5.
I'm assuming green light is a no in this situation. Anna, what do you think?
I think he's giving her the go. Normally, right here, you would make her stop. Ah, there
She
we
will
go.
not swing. She takes strike one.
You know, normally I would say to take in that situation, but with Zerfus, the type of hitter she is with 2 outs, man, I would just be attacking the zone here.
3-1. There's the home run swing. Might have gotten just a piece of it into the glove of Keith, and the count's full.
Man, I just love seeing her confidence. It's contagious out here.
Win 1-5.
Here's the payoff. Leaves it low for ball 4.
Yeah, baby, 1-5.
Lena Zerfus is the ultimate hype person that you want on the team. I mean, she is the loudest one on the field, always the loudest one in the dugout too. It helps being a catcher, as I mentioned on Tuesday. But like you said, that energy is contagious, and you love seeing that. First pitch to Sarah Booth. She lifts that one foul. That's out of play off to the left.
Man, Booth is barely missing the ball right now. I feel like she's having really good swings, but just barely missing it, barely getting under it.
She had a foul ball in her first at bat where she struck out swinging. It seemed like she had made decent contact, just got underneath it, popped it back, but a really, really big swing from her and just a grain higher on the ball, and maybe we would have looked at another home run. 0-1 checks her swing. The appeal down. They say that she did not go around. So 1-1 is the count. 2 outs in the inning. Lena Zerfus standing on first base. Leaves that one low for ball 2. See what Sarah Booth's approach is here with the hitter's count. 2-1 is the count. She lifts that one out into right field. That one is just going to hang up enough for Harmoning in right field for out number 3. So another semi-clean inning for Scarlett Ellis in the circle. Strands one runner on the base paths. It is still 3-1 as we head to the 4th. Welcome back. Game 3 of the 7A Eastern Regional Final for the state of North Carolina softball. It's the number 3 seed in the East Heritage taking on the number 1 seed DH Conley. Of course, the winner of this game will advance to the state championship, which will be played at Duke University's softball field. The winner will take on the 1 seed in the West, Weddington, who is undefeated this season, and they have had an incredible season with that 25-0 record. They swept their regional final, and I'm sure they will be hungry for whoever comes out of the East. Part of the order in this 4th inning for the Huskies, 4, 5, and 6 due up. Gianna DeVerna at the plate, who had a rare strikeout swinging in her first at bat, which ended the 1st inning. There is a line drive foul down the third base line. Got to be careful with a batter like DeVerna, who had a solo home run on Wednesday. Oh, 2. Leaves it low. Good take there from DeVerna. So the count moves to 1-2. We'll see where Howard goes here. I'm sure she would love another punch out on DeVerna. 1-2. Got her swinging. Foul tip. No. Surface cannot hang on to it. At first, I didn't think that she had made contact with it, and then I heard the foul tip it. And then I thought that Lena Zerfus made the grab, but she did not. Lena Zerfus a little shaken up after that foul ball hit her. Seems like she is okay, though. Well, the colored wigs are still on display in the Vikings dugout, which I absolutely love. A tradition that they started this year. Maybe some kind of rally cap knockoff, would you say, Anna?
Yeah, I like that. I think it's also a bob thing too. It's something about the bob. You only see it's only bobs over there,
It
no
is.
other hairstyle.
Well, Tuesday, Kendall Howard was warming up with a wig on. I'm not sure about Wednesday if she was, but I did not see it on her head here today, so maybe she means all business in this game 3. Here's the 2-2. Leaves it inside. The count's full. 3 balls and 2 strikes is the count to the Huskies cleanup batter. Here's the payoff. Grounded foul. What an at-bat we are seeing here. So we will see another payoff pitch here. We'll see just how much longer this at-bat continues to go on. Here's another payoff. Lifts that one back, fouled again. Did you ever have an at-bat like that, Anna, in your time here or in college?
I have had so many. I feel like my coach always got so mad at me. I would find myself in deep counts all the time. And one thing that was just constantly talked about with me is being able to stay offensive.
Here's another payoff. Leaves it up and away for ball 4. So the battle ultimately goes the way for DeVerna, and she draws the leadoff walk.
Go infield, expect the ball now.
Runner on first. Here's the 5-hole batter, Scarlett Ellis, who is in the circle today. She shows bunt, pulls it back. Seemed like she was trying to get out of the way of that pitch. One starts to show bunt again, pulls back, straight call. It looked right down the middle. It seemed like another late strike call there. It's not very good for us out here in left field to tell and decide. 1-1 shows bunt again, lays it down this time. Howard's got it. She'll make the flip over to first, over the head of Rose covering at first. DeVerna moves up to third. Ellis moves up to second on the wild throw. Another pinch runner, I believe, is Myers going out there to pinch run again for Ellis. Head coach Wayne Deans will come out and have a chat with Kendall Howard and the defense, of course. Coach Deans has won all 4 state championships in Conley's history, the most recent one in 2022. The Vikes made it to the state championship last year but lost. Looking to make it back again. They have to make it through the 7th inning winning, and they will do just that.
Talking about that last play, most of the time as a bunter, that's exactly what you want to do because a pitcher, they've been throwing underhand this whole game and then having to throw overhand. Sometimes it can be tough for them. So that's exactly where you want to lay that bunt down in that situation.
Avery Keith, the catcher, in the box now, struck out swinging her first time up. I'd expect maybe a small ball approach here. Harper Bradley playing in at third base. She shows bunt, puts it down. It is in play. No, it is foul. What an effort there from Lena Zerfis to lay out for that ball. Almost made the grab. That would have been complete chaos if that ball had landed fair. But instead, we will do it again. DeVerna was already ready to come home. Oh, one doesn't show bunt that time.
Oh.
That one just low. Man, that was very close. Seemed good at the knees there, but ball one.
That was a great pitch by Howard. I love that spot.
No outs in the frame. Runners on second and third. 1-1 is the count. We'll see if she goes back to showing bunt again. She will not, and takes ball two. Hitters count to Keith. Here is the offering. That one in there for a strike. I'm not sure if she went around on the check swing there, but it looked like a called strike regardless. Two, foul tipped. And she barely got a piece of that one. That ball was well up high, got the swing there, but just barely made contact. So the count remains at 2-2. Bradley's still playing in just a little bit, maybe just in case a ground ball goes to her. She might consider home, but of course there is no force at play with the runner on third. Two. There's the grounder to Bradley. She checks on the runner at third, makes the throw over to Booth in time. Beautiful play there from Harper Bradley.
Great job by Bradley there. That's textbook. That's exactly what you want to do in that situation.
Well, she was cheating in, expecting maybe a ground ball to her. She checked on DeVerna, made sure she wasn't running, and then the throw over to Booth in time for out number one. Runners stay right where they're at. So here's Lydia Bollinger, had the force out in the second inning. She'll chop that one foul. This is another big time at bat for Kendall Howard. Still two runners in scoring position, but now one out in the inning. Oh, one foul back again. That's big time to get up 0-2. You've got a couple of pitches to work with here, possibly. Would you expect a rise ball at the top of the zone again here? 0-2?
I feel like that's her go-to today. Really trying to get them swinging over their head.
This would be a huge punch out for Kendall Howard. Here's the 0-2. She did go with that pitch, but the take there by Bollinger, it's 1-2. Like we said, a couple of pitches to work with here for Kendall Howard. She can afford to give up another ball. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss for strike three. Huge punch out there from Kendall Howard. She gets Bollinger down swinging.
I love how that pitch before that goes high and inside and then low outside. That's perfect. Keeps her off her toes, trying to figure out what pitch she's going to throw.
Make it 5 strikeouts in the ball game now for Kendall Howard. She is through 3 2/3 innings pitched. Still have one more out to get in the inning. Big swing and a miss there from Tori Rudd. 2 outs, runners on second and third still. Gianna DeVerna on third. Angie Myers running for Scarlett Ellis on second. And one upstairs. 1-1 grounded right back to
Wow.
Kendall Howard, and she makes the grab for out number 3. Wow. What a fantastic job by Howard to work out of the jam and strand both runners on base after having them on there with no outs in the inning. The score remains right where it's at. We will head to the bottom of the 4th from the crossroads. Three to one is the score here in the 4th inning. The one that put the Vikings up 3-1 is Brooke Rose, and she is at the plate right now. A big time 3-run blast off of her bat in the 1st inning. She takes strike 1.
Stay ready, Brooke. Let's go. Go to work.
Next pitch in the dirt. Well, we saw a little bit of activity in the bullpen from the Huskies in the last inning. Nothing from Garrett in the bullpen at the current moment. 1-1 leaves it up and in.
I really love watching the younger ones step up. You know, one thing my mom always told me was there's always going to be a hero and you never know who it's going to be. And having a team like Conley, wow.
There's a shot out in the center field, but the catch is made by Langdon.
But just having such a talented team like Conley, you just never know who the hero is going to be that day. It's so nice that it's not always one girl. They 1 through 9, it can be anybody that day.
And that just speaks to the talent of Coach Dean's, just the talent of players that come through this program year after year. If you have solid hitters 1 through 9, I mean, that is impressive stuff. Meanwhile, swing and a miss there. That ball was up high. The catch was not made by Keith behind the dish, and it seemed like it got our home plate umpire. While we take a moment, remind you that if you are just tuning in now and haven't been tuning in all year, you're just now finding out about DHC Game Day, head on over to our Instagram. We have so much more content over there, interviews, hype videos, all of the social media stuff. We have all of our live streams right here on YouTube, but the rest of our content is over on Instagram at dhc.gameday. 0-1 finds the zone. It's 0-2. 0-2 count to Ava Gaddis. What a take there. That pitch looked really good from here, but it is ball 1. 1-2 change up. She stayed back just enough and lifts that one out into center field for the base hit. At first, I thought that was going to be a swing and a miss for strike 3. The changeup nearly got Ava Gaddis, but she just held the bat back long enough to put it through the zone. and make the contact to get the base hit. Taylor Getzinger in the box. She led off the second inning with a strikeout swinging. She is 1 for 7 in this series with a couple of RBIs on a base knock in the first game. Next pitch to her, lifted straight up into center field. That's going to be trouble, but Langdon makes the catch for out number 2. Taylor Ulrich in the box. She had a one pitch at bat in her first at bat in the second inning, a soft pop out to Bollinger at first. 2 outs in the inning, runner on first. There goes Gaddis. She takes off. The throw down is not in time. Stolen base number 22 of the season for Ava Gaddis. It's a big time to have a runner in scoring position. Even with 2 outs in the inning, you have a really solid hitter at the dish in Ulrich. Leaves that one in the dirt. Almost got away. Good block there by Key. 1-1. Soft floater to Vargas for out number 3. Well, Ellis strands another runner in the fourth. That's a couple of really good innings from her after giving up that home run in the first. We're through 4 here at the Crossroads. Fifth inning about to get underway. Cole Martin and Anna Sawyer with you this evening from D.H. Conley High School, Game 3 of this best of 3 series for the 7A Eastern Regional Final. Heritage taking on Conley. Conley won the first game. Conley lost the first game 11-7 here at D.H. Conley, and then won the second game at Heritage by a score of 8-4. They're up 3-1 in this one. They have to hang on for 3 more innings, including this one. First pitch is line foul. Good piece of contact there from Harmoning. In the third inning, we saw the Huskies go 9-1-2. They'll go 9-1-2 in this inning as well. Howard did well in that third inning. Only gave up 1 base runner. That was an error, but nothing else outside of that. Kendall Howard with 13 strikeouts between both games in this series, adds 5 more today, so currently at 18. She is over 300 strikeouts on the season. That one's lifted straight out into center field on the line to Taylor Getzinger for out number 1. But 303 strikeouts for her this season off of 576 batters faced. Crossed the 500 career strikeout plateau this season, and she is just a junior. That was halfway through the season at that, so I'm sure the count is a lot higher. The lineup flips over. Janaya Vargas at the plate. She has reached base in both of her at-bats, although she is 1 for 2. A base hit in the first where she came around to score. That's the only run of the ball game for Heritage up to this point, and then reached on an error by Ava Gaddis. She kind of bobbled the ball and then threw it over the head of Sarah Booth. 1-0, pop up. Rose is ranging back into the outfield grass and makes the catch.
A great pitch by Howard there. Getting Vargas out, that's huge for right now.
2 batters and 2 quick outs for Kendall Howard here in the top half of the 5th. Hayden Callahan at the dish now. She's batting second today. 0 for 2 is her line, a ground out and a line out. First pitch to her is inside. That gets past the glove of Zerfus. Callahan, as a senior, batting .405, has an OPS north of 1,000. 32 hits for her, 1 home run, and good number of doubles and a triple.
Looking now!
1-0 upstairs. It's 2-0.
Got it, Zay. Got it. Make the ball, lady.
2-0 is up high. It's a 3-ball count to Callahan. Saw a couple of really quick outs, but has fallen behind in this at-bat.
He ain't calling no strike. Got his zone like 8 by 8.
3-0. That time will find the zone for a strike.
Go, Kendo! Beat it! Win it, baby. You got this!
How far in the zone do you think she will go on this pitch? I mean, it's going to be tough to paint the corners. She floats that one to Ava Gaddis. She makes the catch for out number 3. Soft contact in those last 2 at-bats. And the Huskies go down quietly, 1-2-3 in the 5th. The score remains right where it's at. It's 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the inning. Nine, 1-2 is due up for the Vikings as well here in the 5th. Kayla Mendel, Anna Rose, and Harper Bradley starting to move into the later stages of this game. We'll see if the Vikings can add any insurance up 2 runs.
Go 1-2.
3 runs off of 3 hits for the Vikings. Besides that 3-run blast in the first inning, Ellis has done well on the circle as well as Howard. I mean, we've kind of seen a good pitcher's duel up to this point.
Yeah, it's actually really surprising just how many innings, how many pitches each team has seen from Ellis and from Howard. It's really weird right now that, they're still both staying really strong and not allowing a lot of hits right now.
1-1 is the count to Mendel. Leaves that one up for ball 2. Now I'm seeing her leave both hands on the end of the bat, and then she's kind of doing this squaring to bunt, pulls back. Although on a traditional square, when you're bunting, you do have one hand up on the barrel, so it's a very odd approach to me.
Yeah, there
Base
we
hit
go.
into right field, and that's going to go all the way to the wall. Mendel is on her horse. She's being waved to third. She's on her way to third, and she is in there sliding safely.
What I was about to say was when she does that with her bat, it's more of a timing thing to help her get on time, and it sure helped right then.
Huge piece of hitting there from Caitlin Mendel. Goes the other way. A base hit went through the legs of Harmoning out in right field, went all the way to the wall, and from there, Mendel was on her way to third easy with the lead-off triple.
Right here for the Vikings, they really have to figure out how to do true situational hitting right here. You got to find a way to be selfless here and do anything you can to get that run across.
Absolutely, you do have to get this run across to add to the insurance. No outs in the inning. The lineup has turned over. This is the third time through the lineup. Anna Rose at the dish. 0 for 2 today for her. Strikeout and a ground out. Really good RBI opportunity here. She lifts that one out into right field. Harmony makes the grab. There goes Mendel. The throw home is not in time. Mendel slides in safely. It's 4-1 Conley. That's all you need in that scenario. Just a fly ball into the outfield deep enough to score the runner, and she did just that.
It's perfect right there. That's all you can ask for right there. That's exactly what you need in that situation. I feel like a lot of the times right then we're kind of celebrating that run, but I mean that it doesn't get any bigger than that right there.
So now we will see a meeting here in the circle. Probably not a change coming here. No bullpen activity. We've seen Avery Garrett get up and moving around once in this game, and that was back in the third inning, but nothing since. Just a little mound meeting to discuss how they want to attack the next couple of batters. Of course, Harper Bradley, the 2-hole, and Lena Zerfis, the 3-hole, both absolutely due up in this inning. They will get guaranteed at-bats. First pitch to Bradley. Good take there. Leaves it low. One out in the inning. One has already come across to score for the Vikings in this frame. That one's popped foul off to the right. Leadoff triple for Caitlin Mendel, and then the sac fly from Anna Rose. Anna Rose now has 5 RBIs this series. Had a bases clearing double on Wednesday, and another one to the RBI count here today as a pop out to Rudd at second.
See, this is where I feel like Zerfis can have a lot of fun right here and just play her game the best she can and just big swings all day long.
This is the second straight at bat she has come up with 2 outs in the inning and no runners on base. Big swing and a miss there to start her at bat. 0-1. That'll hit her on the elbow. That has got to hurt. No elbow guard on. Man. Things have gone completely quiet out here at the ballpark.
I heard that from out here. I know
Same.
that hurt.
Yes. Well, with the hit by pitch, Lena Zerfis will now reach safely for the third time in this game. A single in the first, a walk in the third, and now a hit by pitch. And she will toughen up and head on over to first base. Well, she is the most energetic on the team, as we've mentioned, but she is probably the toughest on the team, too.
I love seeing her do that right there. She just picked up dirt and rubbed it on her elbow. That was like when I was 8 years old and my dad used to tell me to just rub some dirt on it, and she took that literally right then. I just love how gritty and how aggressive she is.
Still 2 outs in the inning, but now a runner on first base. Still deja vu as Sarah Booth is up for the second straight at bat with 2 outs and a runner on first. A ground ball into left field for a base hit.
See, I felt like I was waiting for that to happen. I feel like Booth has been due for a while for a good solid hit.
Sarah Booth was 2 for 8 coming into this game. She is now 3 for 11 in the series with that base hit. Maybe a chance for a little more insurance here, pending a possible base hit for Brooke Rose. She had the 3-run home run in the first inning, which put the Vikings up in the game initially. She's got another good RBI opportunity here. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. One has already come across to score here in the home half of the fifth. A 1 base hit into left. And Coach Deans will hold Zerfis at third. They'll play station to station. Well, it seemed like the inning was going to die out after the sacrifice fly, possibly 2 outs, and then Lena Zerfis gets hit, a base hit from Sarah Booth, and then another base hit there from Brooke Rose. The bases are loaded, a big swing and a miss there from Ava Gaddis. I'm sure she wanted the grand slam in that spot. A 1 leaves it in there for a strike. You have a pretty big hole right back up the middle if you can hit the ball that way. Here's the 0-2. Leaves it upstairs. Ava Gaddis came into this game 5 for 7 in the series. She is 1 for 2 today, so had another base hit to her tally. Looking to get another one. Next pitch lifted straight up in the air. That's going to stay in play. Bollinger calls everyone off and makes the grab for out number 3. But the Vikes add another run to their count. They are up 4-1 as we head to the 6th. We have made it to the final 2 innings in regulation between Heritage and Conley in Game 3 of the Eastern Regional Final. The Vikes are 6 outs away from back-to-back state championship berths. First pitch to Sam Langdon is in the dirt. She'll face 3, 4, and 5. Kendall Howard will. She's done well up to this point. 5 strikeouts for her, 1 hit, and 1 run given up for her. One-zero, soft contact into left field, and what a diving grab there by Anna Rose. It seemed like it was going to hang up just enough there for her to make an easy grab, but it started to die, and what a catch there by Anna Rose. We've seen a couple of really good plays from her throughout this season in left field. She is very, very good defensively.
Up and down. Straight the ball, ladies.
Taverna in the box now, and she takes strike 1. Avery Garrett is up and throwing in the Heritage bullpen, and with how the Trends have gone in the first 2 games, I'd imagine Ellis's day is done in the circle for the Huskies. Strike 2 called right there on the inside part of the plate. Here's the 0-2. Got her swinging. Six punch outs in this one for Kendall Howard. I'm sure she was probably guessing the rise ball at the top of the zone, but instead Kendall Howard goes low for the swing and miss.
I love how she starts outside, she comes in, and then goes with a changeup. I mean, you just, as a hitter, I mean, you just don't know what you're going to get.
And the first pitch to Ellis is in there for a strike, and Howard is starting to find a groove. Maybe with these quick 2 outs and the intensity starting to ramp up, starting to get a little bit of momentum here. 0-1 doesn't find the zone.
Yeah!
1-1 just inside for ball 2.
Go again, eh? You can't lay off there. Go again.
2-1 right down Broadway for strike 2.
Go, Ed, you got it. Win it, baby.
A fly out for Sam Langdon. A strikeout swinging for Gianna DeVerna. And 2-2 is the count to Scarlett Ellis. Here's the pitch. Fouled off to the left. Once again, that seemed like another moment there. Decent contact way out in front of it, but if you put that ball fair, I mean, that possibly could have gone a very long ways. So with the foul ball, we will stay right where we are at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got her looking. Throws her with the changeup right down the middle for strike 3. 7 strikeouts on the ball game for Kendall Howard. The Huskies go down 1-2-3 in the 6th. Welcome back. Bottom half of the sixth. The Vikes are up 4-1. 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Vikes. Well, if you're just joining us, it has been quite the pitcher's duel. Ellis's day is done on in the circle. Actually, no, they did not make the change. She is still out there. But Ellis has given up all 4 runs, a 3-run home run in the first inning off the bat of Brooke Rose. That's mainly been the offense for the Vikes up to this point. 6 hits in the ball game for them. On the other side, just 1 run in the first inning as Janaya Vargas had the base hit and came around to score. Next pitch is way high for ball one. One in the dirt. Well, Avery Garrett was warming up in the last inning, sorry, in the top of the inning, and it seemed like they were going to make a change, but they're keeping her in the dugout for now. 2-1, up high for ball three. If there is a leadoff walk here, do you think we might see a pitching change possibly?
I'm not sure because even though the score
And she
tells
does just
different,
that.
even though the score tells different, it really just doesn't feel like Ellis is really having a bad day.
The trend has continued, however, with a lot of full counts on these Vikings hitters. We saw it Tuesday, Wednesday, and now here tonight. Of course, we were talking to some of the players before the game on Tuesday. They were talking about how they were watching her in the game last week against New Bern. She worked a lot of 3-2 counts, and she has done that plenty of times in this series. First pitch to, it seems like we had a change. I'm not sure who is in the box right now. That was Taylor Getzinger that just drew that walk. And we have seen a change. Taylor Ulrich is taken out of the game. She was the designated player. 0 for 2 is her final line. Ray Niddle in the box now for her. That was chopped foul. One ball and 2 strikes is the count. Another foul ball there.
Coming in as a pinch hitter is always tough. You know, all the girls before you who've been in the lineup, they've been able to see all her stuff, but coming in a pinch at bat, it's always tough. So I love to see her battle here and just find a way.
Favorable left on right, but down 1-2. Next offering leaves it low for ball 2. Well, Tuesday we saw a good number of Conley Crazies at the game up there in the stands. And another good crowd of them. They've got some pom-poms this time. 2-2 is low for ball 3.
Some great takes by Rain Niddle. I mean, those are really tough pitches to take.
Well, no outs in the inning. Taylor Getzinger is standing on first base, drawing the leadoff walk, and Ellis is in danger of giving up back-to-back walks. Here's the payoff. That one's popped up in the air, off to the left. The catch is made by DeVerna. She was twisting and turning right at the fence. What a catch there by Gianna DeVerna. Even though we are in the sixth, just continuing to chip away at the pitch count. That was another full count at bat, even though it resulted in a pop out. Caitlin Mendel in the box. 1 for 2 is her line. She lays down a bunt this time. What a bunt! But she is out at first. Very close play there. That was a perfect bunt. She was hustling down the first base line, but did not reach safely in enough time. It moves the runner over to second base. That's Getzinger. The lineup turns over. This is the fourth time through for the Vikings. Anna Rose at the dish. 0 for 2 for her today. A strikeout, a ground out, and a sacrifice fly in the fifth.
I love seeing her aggressive on that first pitch. I feel like I haven't seen that much from her today.
0-1 changeup does. No, it will catch the zone. At first, I thought it was going to be called for a ball, but the late calls, it's messing with me a little bit, Anna. 0-2. Leaves it up high, and she did not check her swing. She did not go around. It seemed like Rose was about to head to the dugout. She thought she went around all the way, but our base umpire said she did not. So the count moves to 1-2 to Anna Rose. Leaves it for strike 3 right down the middle, called to end the inning. Vikes get one base runner in the inning, but can't do anything with that. The score remains right where it's at. It's 4-1 as we head to the 7th inning from the Crossroads.
Defense, spread the ball now.
Top half of the 7th inning. The Huskies are down to their final 3 outs, and the Vikings are 3 outs away from another state championship appearance. 6, 7, and 8 go the Huskies in this frame. Kendall Howard has been dominant up to this point. 7 strikeouts for her, only 1 hit and 1 run. That 1 hit was the very first batter of the game with Vargas hitting that one straight back up the middle. She has done well with the top half of the lineup, especially with DeVerna, who is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts today. 0-1 is low for ball 1.
Man, I remember being in this exact situation, looking at my teammates and just trying to simplify the game as much as possible and say all we need is 3 outs right here. And we're made for these moments. And I feel like Conley this whole game has done a really good job of staying in control.
1-1 inside for ball 2. But we talked about this on Tuesday. Is like, what was it like? You know, you're down to the final out. You're in the final inning, and just this sense of that what's about to happen. You're about to move on to the state championship. I mean, it's got to be an incredible feeling to have.
Definitely. Just very nerve wracking all at the same time.
2-1 up high. Of course, this game is still not too far out of reach for the Huskies. They could easily put up 3 runs and tie this ball game up. Of course, in the 3rd inning on Tuesday, they put up 7 runs in 1 inning. We'll see how Kendall Howard continues to attack. The job is not finished yet. 3-1 in there, called strike.
Go, Kendall!
3 balls and 2 strikes is the count. Here's the payoff. Ball up high, the appeal down. No appeal at the moment. That's ball 4. So leadoff base runner for the Huskies. We'll see head coach Wayne Deans come out to the circle, have a chat. We'll see how they want to approach this. Lydia Bollinger and Tori Rudd due up after. No outs in the inning. Vikes up 3 in the final inning of regulation.
Go, defense!
The nerves are through the roof. I mean, I really feel it right now. I mean, thinking about the couple of baseball games that I got to call last week, my heart rate was through the roof, and here we are again, just another nerve-wracking situation.
Exactly. That's softball for you. And the Viking defense, they just have to figure out a way to calm themselves down and realize that the runner on first does not matter right now. What they need to focus on is getting out and focusing on this batter right now.
I absolutely agree. Of course, Bollinger doesn't even represent the game-tying run in this scenario, but you don't want to think of it like that. You just want to throw strikes and get outs. Especially when you get down to the bottom of the lineup, you want to attack a little bit more. 0-1. Will find the zone for strike 2. That was a beautiful pitch that located right on the outside part of the plate.
Come on now! Got this, Kendall!
Runner on first, no outs. Here's the 0-2. Soft liner to Ava Gaddis at short. She makes the flip over to second in time to Brooke Rose for out number 1.
Man, a great play by Gaddis, but also just a great pitch by Howard.
From our angle, it seemed like the pop-up had gone far enough for Gaddis to make the catch, but it died right in front of her. Of course, with how soft the contact was, the runner was moving already, and that was a tough play to make it second for out number 1. Vikings are 2 outs away. There's a line drive into left field. The catch is made by Anna Rose in left field.
Man, I just love seeing the Conley Crazies go crazy right now. It's awesome.
Let's go, Lady Vikes!
Once again, in this situation, we're focusing on the batter here, not doing too much. Kendall Howard just attacking the zone and just having a lot of command here.
The Vikings are 1 out away. Rebecca Harmoning in the box. She takes ball 1. Runner on first, 2 outs in the inning. Really good play there by Anna Rose out in left field for out number 2 in the inning. We've seen her make a couple of good plays here this afternoon. 1-0 is line foul. The Vikes lost the first game 11-7. I wasn't sure if we would be back here broadcasting again, but then they win game 2 to set up the game 3 here. 1-1 is the count. Swing and a miss at the pitch up high. And Kendall Howard needs just 1 more strike.
Man, seeing how Kendall Howard started off this series and how she's ending it, it's just amazing. It's so cool to see that she gets better and better as she goes.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the inning. Here's the offering. Fouled off to the left, out of play. The anticipation is building. Do you feel like you're back on the field again from 2022?
Yes. Yes.
It's just all over again.
I mean, there's nothing more that I want than to see these girls succeed, to see the coaching staff succeed. You know, I just love this school and I love everything they stand for.
So we will do 1 and 2 again. Runner on first, 2 outs in the inning. Here's the offering. Up high, 2-2. I can't imagine being Harmoning in the box in this scenario. You're the 9-hole batter with 2 strikes on you. One more strike and you lose and you're out of the playoffs. Here's the 2-2. Got her looking for strike 3. The Vikes are going back to the state championship. The strikeout looking from Kendall Howard, and the Vikes win 4-1 in Game 3 over Heritage. What a moment for Conley. This is the second straight year that they will be going to the state championship. What a ball game. The celebration begins for the Vikes as the colored wigs make their way into right field. 4-1 is the final. Do not go anywhere right here on DHC Game Day. We will have a live box score read in just a moment. Well, the series is over. The Vikes are going back to the state championship. This time it's 7A. Last year it was 4A. Of course, the classifications change, moved to 8 classifications, but now they are going back to the state championship. Wow, what a ball game! What a series! Anna, your final thoughts?
Wow, it's awesome. I feel like that was just such good softball there. Um, Definitely a pitcher's duel. It was so awesome to see how Conley started, but know how they finished. I mean, it was just awesome and great softball throughout the whole day.
Absolutely. So 11-7 was the final score in the first game. The Vikings lose at home, but then they take game 2 on the road 8-4, and then of course they win the final game of the series, game 3, by a score of 4-1. They will move on to the state championship and take on the 1 seed in the West, which is Weddington, who finished the season 25-0 up to this point. A very dangerous team. We'll give you a look at the stats. Kendall Howard. I mean, that's where I'll start here today. I mean, she had a great game 3 appearance, struggled in the first game, was a little bit better in the second game, but a lot better here in the third game. 7 innings, only 1 hit, and 1 run given up for her. 3 walks and 8 strikeouts, including that strikeout looking to end the ball game on the other side. Scarlett Ellis went 6 innings, 6 hits given up, 4 runs. All of them were earned, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts for her. For hitting wise for Conley, man, Brooke Rose, big time 3-run home run in the first inning. That was really how all of the offense happened was from this home run. Of course, only one other run outside of that 3-run blast. A couple of other base hits sprinkled throughout the lineup. But man, Brooke Rose's home run, that was big time. And of course, the Huskies put up the first run of the ball game in the first inning, and then the response, it just really felt like all of the momentum shifted in the Vikings' way, and ultimately they get the job done.
For sure. It was really awesome to see Brooke Rose step up as a young kid and just find a way to be a hero today. In this on this team 1 through 9, any kid can be the hero, and having a young kid like her do it today, it was just awesome to watch.
Well, I believe we're about to have a Gatorade bath on the field here. They all have, the players all have the Gatorade cooler. I don't know who they're going to dump it on. Maybe it'll be Coach Dean's. Place your bets in the comments if it'll be Kendall Howard, Brooke Rose, or Coach Dean's. They're all getting interviewed by the news right now. But 4-1 is the final score. 6-1 on hits, 2-1 on errors. Let me count up the left on base. I did not count those up. Six left on base for Conley, five left on base for the Huskies. So not off the charts left on base numbers. It was pretty efficient on the base pass. Of course, the Vikings did strand the bases loaded in the fifth inning, which that was big time for Scarlett Ellis to not give up more insurance runs than she did. But ultimately, it's the Vikes getting the dub, and they will move on to the state championship. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in this evening. We weren't sure what the weather was going to do. We had a little bit earlier of a start time at 5 o'clock, and we thought that maybe there would be a rain delay, but there was not. There was some rain in the first inning through Brooke Rose's home run, but it died off after that. So thank you all for tuning in. Hey, we're not done yet. The Vikes are still dancing. We will be live next week for the state championship. We will get confirmation on all of that, get confirmation on the schedule, the times, all of it. We will announce all of that on our social media on Instagram. Go make sure you are following at dhc.gameday, as we will be posting all the updates there. If you guessed Kendall Howard, you were correct. She got the Gatorade bath, by the way. But 4-1 is the final score. State championship next week. Thank you all for tuning in. I am Cole Martin. Alongside me tonight was Anna Sawyer. Thank you so much, Anna, for joining me this week. I
Thank
had a
you.
blast
Thank you
doing
for
it.
having me.
Thank you all for tuning in once again. And as always, go Vikes
Go
and God
Vikes.
bless.